Welcome to the Chick Foley Show.
What is up, Foley fam? We are back. Last week we celebrated episode 150. We celebrated the 3-year anniversary of the Chick Foley Show, and now we are on the road to episode 300 and the 6-year anniversary. A little wrestle math for you guys to get us kicked off. Let's start the new era of the Chick Foley Show by introducing the stars. Sheena, how you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Sorry, I wish I had a better Macho Man impersonation. I feel like the definitive Macho Man impersonations already happened on this show when we had J-Bone on the podcast. But we Marco and I, if you're watching this on YouTube, we came in full costume. I'm rocking my Macho Man robe and my Chick Foley Show Macho Man glasses, and we got Marco rocking the negative zero as he likes to call himself look. So super stoked to be here. It's Halloween weekend. We have some fun topics to talk about tonight.
Hell yeah. And we have the newest member of the Dark Order, the MVP, Marco. What's going on, man?
It's good. It's going. Like I said, I joined Dark Order since the last time we spoke. So I mean, it's been going good. Life has been great. I'm not sure if you go to the website and sign up. They're really good people.
If you had asked me in early 2020 if I would approve of you joining the Dark Order, I would have kicked you off the show. But now I'm like, you know what? I don't mind Marco representing the Dark Order. They've come a long way.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Could be a lot worse. So I mean, I'm here, and like I said, they treat me good in the Dark Order. So
that's good.
I think I'm going to stay for a little bit.
Tony Khan cut you a big check.
We won't. I don't divulge any financial discussions. Okay. Yeah, so we'll keep that under wraps.
Hell yeah, man. Sheena, remind the listeners where they can find you guys on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at Chick Foley. You can find Marco running the Twitter machine over at Chick Foley Show. Most importantly, you can join our Foley fam. So much fun in there. We talk about it every single week, so I'm not going to deep dive on all the reasons you need to join, but you need to join. Other than that, we do have
two. That's at chickfoleyshow.com.
chickfoleyshow.com. You have 2 Halloween Havoc watch-alongs to round out our Halloween Havoc series. It was a lot of fun. I think you guys are really going to enjoy these last 2 bonus episodes, so make sure you get in and you will be able to take advantage of all of those, plus all of our previous bonus content.
Yep, we're going to do a double drop to celebrate Halloween. So first thing Sunday morning, we're going to drop Halloween Havoc 1995, where it was man versus man and machine versus machine with Hulk Hogan versus the Giant.
It's a doozy.
The series finale, we'll drop it around lunchtime. It's going to be Hulk Hogan once again going up against the Ultimate Warrior at Halloween Havoc 98, the rematch from their classic at WrestleMania 6. The less said, the better. You guys can hear our thoughts. Tune in on chickfoleyshow.com this Sunday. Marco, what's going on with the Pod Foundation this week?
Lots of things. So one of the notes of the week is on Turnbuckle Sessions. The OG Fig Kid gives his thoughts on how to fix the WWE. So I'm not sure if you guys listened to that episode.
I haven't gotten to listen to it, but I'm curious. I always like when Tom gets heated and gets on his rolls about how WWE can be better.
Yeah, I'd probably say that's the highlight of the week. Besides the other shows that they have, you Turnbuckle Debate, obviously the regular show where they recap AEW and all things indie as well. And then on Fridays, there are interview sessions drop as well. We also have Extra Cooler dropping. Like I said, he kept his word. They're dropping every week. So I mean, it's great to have him
work this fall, dude. They took it easy over the summer. They were on summer break doing all the family stuff, and they came back this fall freaking hard hitting.
Definitely. Yeah. So definitely check us out. Pod Foundation, greatest collection of wrestling minds since the NWO, like I always say. So
damn
no
straight,
lies
man.
detected.
Too sweet. Sheen, you ready to give away some figures?
Let's go.
All right, so we're going to be giving away Damian Priest Basic. This is the first time in the line. Comes with the coveted rib tape accessory. We don't know what it's for, but it looks cool. And you really need it to complete your Elite Diamond Dallas page, if nothing else. We'll hit the drum roll.
And your Seth Rollins WrestleMania. You know what I mean? You need it for that moment as well.
Yeah, we'll hit the drum roll, and Sheena will announce the winner.
the winner of Damian Priest is at Tony Wingdog72. It's our man, Tony Barker, Foley fan member. Congrats, dude. Make sure you give Tony a follow on his Instagram. Just overall good dude. If he gets the cosign
he's a
by
classic superstar member of
Yeah.
the Foley fam for sure.
That's right. So, Tony, hit us up. Let us know you listened, and we will get Damian headed your way.
And show the listeners what we're going to be giving away next week.
We're going to be giving away this retro Rey Mysterio. Beautiful figure, super toyetic, as most Rey figures are.
This is the Motu Rey Mysterio.
Sorry, that's right.
Listening.
You're right. Sorry, I totally misspoke.
Anybody not watching on YouTube's like, what the hell? There was a retro Rey Mysterio, and they're giving it away on the show.
You're so right. I don't know why I said retro.
We probably could have upped the listener count by about 2,000, just kayfabing it. Like, we have the retro, prototype Mysterio. We're going to give it away next week.
Yeah, it was a ringside reveal today. We got it in already. We just wanted to let you guys know we're going to be giving it away on the Chick-fil-A show. No, sorry, totally botched that. I don't know why I had retros on the brain, but
there's enough lines out right now. It's understandable. It's hard to keep all the individual lines. Yeah. The lines.
I'm going to save you. I'm thinking you were thinking Remco, and you mixed it with retro. That's what I'm thinking. You were thinking because it is Remco style. That's figure.
Exactly. You're right.
But it's funny. There's an interesting tidbit that came out today for Rey Mysterio. Did you guys know that he and Triple H never had a televised singles match ever in their whole time they were together?
Wow, yeah,
that's pretty interesting.
I never not a tag team match. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty crazy.
He never ever stepped foot in the ring one-on-one, which is pretty insane.
Pretty crazy, that those two have never locked horns. Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
All right, and we want to remind you guys to use code ChickFoley to save 10% on all your purchases at Ringside Collectibles.
Did you tell them how they're supposed to win this figure?
Yeah, so it's a standard giveaway. Just shoot Sheena or Marco a screenshot showing that you listened to this week's episode, and you'll be entered to win Motu Rey Mysterio. You guys ready to do the story of the week?
Let's go.
So right around the time we were finishing up recording the episode last week, the internet wrestling community was buzzing about some backstage drama with Charlotte Flair. It's it was stemming from the belt exchange segment with her and Becky Lynch at the end of SmackDown last week. But it seemed like all the reports coming out, that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And this has been something that's building for a few months. We talked about her issues with Nia Jax from about 2 months ago when it seemed like they were starting to basically fight in the ring during a match. So all this is leading to speculation that Charlotte's time in WWE may be coming to an end sooner rather than later. Marco, you kind of been Johnny on the spot with this story. Kind of give us your take on the recent events with Charlotte over the past couple months.
I was going to say, I told you it wasn't a work that awkward.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a little bit. I still got some thoughts on that.
So that awkward exchange that Nia and Charlotte had a month ago, maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, but that's about a
month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where they were just like slapping each other. So obviously more and more stories are coming out. Obviously this is all rumor and dirt sheet stuff, but they are saying that there has been since that has happened, even before that Monday Night Raw match, there's been an issue with Charlotte and the rest of the ladies in the locker room essentially, and a few notable people that have that don't want they're not going to take her crap essentially has been Nia and obviously the returning Becky. They're the ones that have, besides all they're the only two that have stood up to her so far. Obviously, like I said, this is all hearsay, but then as you hear that stuff and now you're hearing it again that now Becky has an issue with her, and you're hearing all these stories of her behind the scenes not getting along with the rest of the locker room, and having creative type of things too, arguments about her character and all that stuff and how she's being portrayed, hence that what happened on SmackDown where she thought she's going to look weak if she just handed her title over, but she's not handing it over to give away.
It's looking worse than weak, sadly.
It's a legit swap. If you remember the
stupid though. The whole concept of the title swap is stupid. First of all, they should just rename. They shouldn't have a Raw and SmackDown women's title. They don't have a Raw and SmackDown men's title. It's the world title, WWE title, and it's a universal title. I know it's, historically they've been on specific shows, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It would make it way more interchangeable and way more flexible if they would just call the women's titles the women's universal and the women's WWE title. And, granted they're color coded, which I also think is a mistake because it also limits them a little bit to where they can go on the shows. But Yeah, it just is ridiculous to me because they wouldn't have done that with the man. Can you imagine Roman Reigns going out and swapping titles with like Big E? Like, no, it
No.
wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. They would not have booked it that way. But it was just
Mm.
lazy. And I thought, I mean, granted, this is like completely ignoring all the stuff that went down, but I think it is BS that they made the women switch titles like that. It was just garbage booking, and there was going to be no good way for the women to come out of that.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, this all started back at WrestleMania time frame. Remember, shortly before WrestleMania, there was that weird story where WWE's medical team had kind of diagnosed Charlotte as being pregnant, and then she got
Yeah.
pulled out of the storylines. And then once
Mm.
they realized that they messed it up, she didn't have any interest in coming back. She ended up just taking some
Well,
time
she
off
got
for a little
COVID,
bit. So
remember? So they was so she had the pregnancy thing where it was like, misdiagnosed pregnancy.
Mhm.
She proved that she didn't, but she had already been taken off all the shows, right? Because they weren't going to risk that. Then she got diagnosed with COVID and got pulled off, so it was just, and then by that time, Rhea Ripley, and she was cleared for WrestleMania, from what I understand. She was cleared for WrestleMania, but they had already went forward with Rhea Ripley coming in and doing that storyline with Asuka. And it really, I mean, she wasn't even on the Raw before WrestleMania, so it would have been really kind of crazy to kind of book her into WrestleMania after that.
Mm.
So yeah, that whole thing was just a freaking mess.
I feel
Yeah.
like if things were hunky dory between her and WWE, they would have found a way to get Charlotte on the card for WrestleMania. She's not the kind
Oh
of
yeah.
person
I
you
can see,
leave
yeah,
off just
yeah,
because of
I can
bad
see that.
timing. So I think there's definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes. And on top of everything else that we've discussed so far, WWE has also released her fiance and her dad within the past year. So there's got to be a lot of tension backstage. There's just no way there couldn't be.
But
In
wasn't Ric
addition
Flair? Didn't
to
he like?
all
Wasn't he
that,
already on to something else? Like he was moving on to something else. Like WWE let him
Yeah.
go, but wasn't he already like? I think that wasn't even
I
the
mean,
big
he
thing that.
was amicable about it, but he was definitely released. Like he didn't like make a big stink about it publicly, but he was definitely released from his contract. Like he wasn't, he didn't quit, and his contract wasn't up. He still had time left on it when WWE let him go. So, however you want to frame it, he was a
Yeah.
paid employee of WWE, and then he wasn't. So that's got to lend to a little bit of bad blood between her and the WWE as well. Speculation's already going around if this was a work or a shoot. Sheena, we'll start with you. What's your take on this situation?
I think it's a shoot, man. I think, for me, I feel like maybe Charlotte, from what I understand, has over a year left on her contract, right? So it's not like it's coming up anytime soon. And I don't foresee any situation where WWE is just going to let Charlotte out of her contract, right? And if she expresses interest in getting out of her contract, I can totally see a situation in which they like put her back and like just take her off of TV. And maybe all of this, something else that's a little suspect about all this is that all these rumors came out and there's all this detail, which almost makes you feel like WWE maybe released all this info to make her look bad and kind of paint her in a bad light before she, like, because she's trying to get out of there, you know what I mean, like make her less likable to people. I don't know, I mean, clearly we don't know what's going on, we don't have any insider information, but I think it's a work because like I think it's a shoot because there's no way that they're doing this to try to make either person look better because nobody's coming out of this looking better. Like I said earlier, like it's making
Yeah.
everybody look worse.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, just to piggyback off of what you said with like her, kind of like, I don't want to use it like assassinating her character, so to speak. Like,
Yeah,
what better way to do that and say she has a toxic personality, she doesn't get along with
hard to work
anyone,
with.
hard
Yeah,
to work with that. Just putting those things out there makes another look what
right.
happened to
And they
Tessa
can see,
Blanchard.
yeah, and they can totally say like, "Oh, we've given her every opportunity.
Yep.
She's done everything there
Hmm.
is to do in WWE. She's, won the Royal Rumble. She's had multiple titles. Like, she's been in part of these like historic matches. But she's just not happy. So, I mean, I don't know what more we could do to make her happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can totally see them trying to plant that seed. Not that I think for 1 second that any of that is going to be a deterrent for any company that comes knocking on Charlotte Flair's door. Like I can't imagine Tony Khan's like, you know what? Maybe I don't want Charlotte Flair. Like there's absolutely no way. It doesn't matter what WWE could say about her outside of her being like something horrible to get her canceled. Like they're not just going to
Yeah.
not hire her because she's quote unquote hard to work with.
For me, I still say it's a work I unless it is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. I consider everything in pro wrestling to be a work. I think they're just trying to work the smarks, get Charlotte some real good heel heat, make everybody hate her to set up some big baby face to take her down come WrestleMania season. Sheen, what do
Mm.
you think it would mean if this is a shoot and she ends up heading down to AEW in Jacksonville? What would that mean for AEW's women's division?
Oh my gosh, dude. That would be big. I know that there's been some big things happening in AEW right now, but if the women's division needs a lot of help, and I think that would be something that would just like set the bar, move the needle, whatever you want to say. Like she would go down there, and can you imagine like her having matches with like Thunder Rosa and Rio and freaking Hikaru Shida and Statlander, and
Serena
I mean,
Deeb.
it would just be it's Serena Deeb and Jade Cargill. Like, dude, it would be unbelievable. And I think Charlotte would go down there and raise the. I mean, maybe she's hard to work with. I don't know, but I feel like she would raise the bar down there and like she would like the expectation of what the women's division would be higher than what it is right now, because they're going to know like Charlotte Flair's not messing around. Like she's been on the biggest stage that there is in women's wrestling. She's
Main event in
done like,
WrestleMania.
yeah, she's main evented WrestleMania. She's literally like been a part of WrestleMania ever since she's been on the main roster. You know what I mean? Like she is a draw. She's a freaking certified star. And I just feel like I mean, WWE would be in trouble, I think, if they let Charlotte Flair get to AEW, which I mean, I feel like may be inevitable at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if WWE would be in trouble. I feel like they're just a machine right now. I don't know. I think anybody short of Roman leaving, I think they could
But I
be
mean,
maybe
if
Roman or
Charlotte
Brock.
Flair can
I think
leave,
those are probably
Roman
the
can
two.
freaking leave. Like let's be real now.
Well, we've already seen that. I mean, Bray Wyatt's
Charlotte's
gone.
making seven figures. You know what I mean? If she's willing to leave that and go to AEW, which I'm sure she would get paid, comparable in AEW, but dude, if Charlotte Flair can leave, if Bray Wyatt can leave, then Roman Reigns could freaking leave. Like I don't put it past anybody to leave or leave
I think
WWE at this
Roman's
point.
the only one I would put a cut above. But yeah, anybody can leave. I mean, Daniel Bryan was getting paid
Yeah.
good money, and he was on the creative team, and he walked away from it. He was on the
Yep.
creative team at WWE his last few months, and he walked away from it. So yeah, anybody could definitely bounce. Marco, I'm going to put you on the spot. WrestleMania 38 is approximately 5 months away. Will Charlotte be on the WWE roster?
Oh yeah, she'll definitely be there. I mean, she's contracted to be on the roster. She'll definitely be at WrestleMania. In what position and what where she's going to be in a storyline? Who knows? The story with WWE, or the rumors are when someone's on their way out, they start booking them in compromising storylines and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. So
She's
maybe
They'll
going to
have her
be in
eating
a
dog food.
she's going to be in a crybaby match like a 1-2-3 kid on his way out the door.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe bring back the like those remember they used to have those like mud wrestling type of matches.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
bring something like that back.
Vicky
Just like
Guerrero.
Kiddie pools full of chocolate pudding.
yeah, put her on the pre-show of WrestleMania. Who knows? But I definitely think she'll
They'd
still
make
be there.
Charlotte like the host of WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I mean that could possibly happen too as well. Who knows? But yeah, I think she'll be there though.
All right.
She's not going anywhere.
Definitely something interesting. We'll be keeping our eye on it and discussing it all the way through. Let's hear from the two bad Chads at the Turnbuckle Tavern.
Drop by and visit the Turnbuckle Tavern, where every Thursday we give you the most in-depth analysis of all things AEW, as well as dive into Impact Wrestling, NWA, and all things indie.
If you like heated debates, compelling interviews, and a shot of nostalgia, you'll love the Turnbuckle Tavern. Available on Apple and Spotify.
Drink it in. It always goes down smooth.
All right, it is time for the Royal Rumble segment. We're going to be starting it off with Sheena. So anybody that watched the main event of Dynamite this week, we saw the Elite come out dressed up as the Ghostbusters. Very cool, perfect for Halloween,
That
even
was
though
awesome.
Stay Puft kind of ruined their night. Sheena, what should the Elite be next Halloween?
I think it would definitely be cool if they were like the Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? I think it would be like so fitting. Kenny could be like Raphael, because he's kind of like the alpha and the oldest and the biggest of all the bunch. And, Matt Leonardo, he's like the coolest, I think. And then Nick is Michelangelo. He's like the goofy jokester younger brother. And then you got Adam Cole as Donatello, because Donatello loves all of his gadgets and gizmos, and Adam Cole's like a gamer nerd. So I think it all fits. I think it could be really cool because they have very distinct personalities.
Yeah, and that little finisher that they did where they all did the running back bump could work with the turtle shells, same way
The
they did with the
turtle
proton
shells.
pack.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
good
like
pick.
that.
All right, Marco, you're up next. So, big news in Ring of Honor this week. They actually released every single wrestler on their roster
Mm.
and said that they are going on hiatus until April. Obviously, that's some pretty dicey news. We'll see if they actually make it back or not. But it's not good for the state of wrestling in the United States. I'm asking
Mm-mm.
you, what does this mean for the world of wrestling that Ring of Honor is going under?
I mean, obviously they've been like kind of financial distress for a while now since AEW started up. But I mean the state of wrestling in the U.S. is it's still good. You still have AEW, you still have WWE. Obviously, you still have tons of different independent companies. Literally, I think pretty much every state in the United States has like its own local independent wrestling. So yeah, I mean, I support most of that stuff. When I can, I go to those, but pretty good. I think we're in good hands with AEW and WWE.
Yeah, and I think Game Changer Wrestling, their ascendance over the last year, I
Yeah.
think they're really kind of filling up that next spot up behind AEW and Impact. All right,
And
Yep.
it's a
Sheena,
totally
you're up
different product
next.
too. Not to ruin the Royal Rumble segment, but the thing about GCW is it stands out as its own thing. Kind of like
Yep.
WWE has its own look and feel. AEW has its own look and feel, and then GCW has its own look and feel. So you kind of get all those. You can hit all interest points.
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right, our man Seth Rollins, see him right here behind me. He is back as the number one contender to the WWE
Yeah.
Championship. Sheena, will Seth Rollins take the belt off of Big E?
So I've notoriously been labeled a fence rider on this show, and I feel like this is really tough because he had a hellified performance at Crown Jewel, and the ladder match was really great. He's definitely deserving of the opportunity, but I feel like this whole Big E feud was a little bit hot shotted. I feel like this deserves a bigger stage, maybe like the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I feel like Big E, like this would have been a better fit for Finn or Kevin Owens. I feel like this first starter match, and then build up to Seth Rollins. That being said, if Seth dethrones Big E, I hope Big E wins the Rumble and then he can go against Roman. But yeah, I don't want to see Big E lose, and I don't want to see Seth Rollins lose. So sorry.
I think Seth's getting that belt. He's on arguably the best run of his career character wise, and he's been putting on fire performances in the ring. And
no, it's just
yeah,
sad
I think
for Big E.
Big E's firmly established as a main eventer now, and WWE always likes to put the babyface in chase mode. So I think that's what we're going to see, whether it ends up going after Roman or going back after Seth. But I think that's probably the primary reason why Seth was put over to Raw. I think they felt like,
Yeah.
this guy needs to have a world championship around his waist, but we're not ready to do Seth and Roman yet. So yeah, I'm calling
I
it right
agree
now.
with that, and
I
I
I think
stand by
Seth's
my
winning that
point.
belt.
I stand by my point because I made that point with Bianca Belair and all y'all. I think even in the Pod Foundation chat, everybody was like, no, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I think I talked about it on Instagram too. And when Bianca Belair lost, and I was like, dude, she's going to be so much more interesting and so much more intriguing and so much more mage if she's on the chase for the title. And dude, she owned Becky, right? And I feel like she, to me, that's the perfect role for her. And she's exactly where I said she would be. When she lost that title, I said she's going to be just fine.
I mean, you guys are forgetting who else is on Raw, along with Seth Rollins. He has a person that he's been pretty much fighting forever for a while now, and that's Edge. Edge is still lurking around, man.
Oh, Edge.
So
Yeah.
I mean, he can put a stop to that championship run for
I don't
Seth
know,
Rollins.
dude. I think
You
they
never know.
put a nice little bow on their feud at Hell in a Cell. I don't feel like, dude, there's
Think
nothing
so?
more to do there
Yeah, I don't
right
think-
now.
I don't think we're going to see Edge
I
again
don't
until
know.
WrestleMania season. I think Hell in the Cell was kind of his
Think
send
so?
off for a couple months, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Could come back. We could see Edge and Seth for the belt back at WrestleMania, heat it back up. All right, Marco, we saw the second iteration of NXT's Halloween Havoc on Tuesday night. Give us a 30-second review on Halloween Havoc 2021.
I thought it was really good, actually. For anyone that's seen it, obviously, I mean, it didn't have quite the flair that it had last year with Shotzi being the host of it. I thought obviously last year was better overall with the production and stuff, but the actual wrestling itself was really awesome. Like all the matches are great. Some shocking wins. Obviously Mandy Rose winning the the women's NXT championship was shocking to a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people thought that would happen. Retaining. A lot of people thought Braun was going to win, and he didn't. Not obviously not Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
But he had a little botch. I'm not sure if you guys got to see the match. It was almost like Finn Balor's turnbuckle break. It was literally almost the same thing. Kind of like face planted. He went to go like do a dive off the middle turnbuckle, and he kind of just fell flat. So other than that little thing, it was actually really entertaining.
Halloween Havoc was good. My picks for the Foley Picks League were garbage, though, man. I don't know what happened to me. I was like,
there were no obvious winners.
Yeah, it was tough.
All right, last entry in the Royal Rumble for this week. Sheena, what are you being for Halloween?
So historically, I've put a lot of time and love and effort into my Halloween costumes. A lot of times they're like homemade and pieced together and thrifted and everything. Mom of two, busy with, a husband that, works daylight to dark. I haven't had the opportunity to put anything together. So I'll probably wear my skeleton kigurumi, which is like a onesie type thing, I did want to get a Stay Puft costume because the kids are going to be Ghostbusters, but it slipped my mind. And then, I was afraid the kids would want to be like, no, I want to be Stay Puft. So I didn't even really go down that road because, with toddlers and little kids, like they'll be pissed. They won't want to wear their Ghostbusters costumes. We got them. They want to be Stay Puft.
You could get the Stay Puft costume, and then you could be Hangman as Stay Puft. You could wear the costume half the night, and then the second half of the night, just pull it down around your feet and walk around with it like that for.
That was so funny. I don't know if you guys know. I know Seth did but Marco, like, he was so funny. He was in that inflatable Stay Puft costume, and he took it off, and he looked all badass. He had his regular clothes underneath, and then it got stuck around his
couldn't
feet.
Get it over his shoes,
and he couldn't get it off, and he was like walking around with like this like Stay Puft costume wrapped around his feet. It was pretty funny. He messed
with it like 3 times. Then he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going with it. And he just kind of duck walked around the ring the rest of the segment.
I mean, he kind of made it work with the when you took the head off, it was like he still looked kind of tough. He made Stay Puft look tough.
Oh,
he had an angry look, but it was kind of funny that he saw the Stay Puft.
It was hilarious seeing Stay Puft like stand on the middle rope and like get the crowd hype.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think it was funny. It was even more funny because it was like Stay Puft's revenge. You know what I mean? Like in the movie, the Ghostbusters got the best of Stay Puft, and then Stay Puft finally got his revenge. He was like, "Screw y'all, man! Try to set me on fire, like f you."
You good, Sheen?
I'm sorry. What?
I said, you good?
I'm straight.
All right. We didn't know you had that much thoughts on the Stay Puft segment. You really put a lot of deep analysis on it.
Do you understand that my day is pretty much consumed like 75% Ghostbusters content around here? Like I have to pretend like we literally build Stay Puft's house like every day with blocks and like knock it down, and the Ghostbusters like set Stay Puft on fire. So, my mom brain is loaded with Ghostbusters content.
All right. Let's drink to that. All right, Marco, what are you sipping on this week, man?
Sipping on the I think I showed this last week or the week before, the Timber Yard Brewing. You see death knocking on and the label kind of like doesn't do it justice. You'd think with a label like this it'd be like a quadruple IPA or something like that, but it's 6%, not bad.
The ABV just has the infinity symbol next to it.
Yeah. Oh my God, geez, I wouldn't even. You'd probably just see me disappear from the little square of you. You'd just be looking at my fireplace back here. I'd be knocked out cold if that was the case. But yeah, definitely enjoying this. It's kind of it's like almost like a dark ale, which is really good.
Nice. I'm sipping on one of our standards here, the Dogfish Head Sequence Ale. That's one of our kind of never outs in the beer fridge. So very tasty. It looks like it's going to be around year round. I was a little bit worried that it was just going to be a summer seasonal, but it looks like they're keeping it stocked up year round because it was so popular. It won a few like beer of the year lists this year, so definitely check it out. Sheena, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Children of the Gourd. I think this is my first time drinking it on the show. I know Seth has had this on the show before, but it is by a local Norfolk brewing company. I think it is
O'Connor.
O'Connor Brewing Company. Yep.
They got a
And
beautiful setup at their brewery too. If anybody listening here in the Virginia area wants a place to go get some lunch and have some good beer.
yeah, it says pumpkin Berliner Weiss. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. I'm not the best at that, but
That's just a fancy way of saying a wheat beer.
yeah, it's a wheat beer. It is it's got vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, so all the fall
Wow.
spices that you need. It's delicious. I don't go in depth as our friend Matt, the hop god from the Extra Cooler show. I always joke with him that, he's always like ranking his favorite hops. It's a delicious beer and I highly recommend. It's not too pumpkin-y. Sometimes they try to like go overboard and
Yeah.
like slap you in the face with
It's
the
more
pumpkin.
spicy.
This is it's more spicy and the vanilla like kind of keeps it super chill and super smooth. So highly recommend if you can get your hands on Children of the Gourd, get you some.
All right, let's get into the figure 4. So Ringside Fest wrapped up today. We got a ton of reveals. Let's dive into it. Marco, what were you most excited to see from Ringside Fest?
Actually, I had like a list here, not like a huge list, but the Legends Edge was pretty awesome. Both variants of it with the red pants and with the white pants and the soft good, almost like a leather jacket. And now I want every single leather jacket from anyone that has kind of like a leathery looking jacket. They should have that soft goods. The Road Dog. Have you guys seen the picture of the Road Dog like up close? The head scan is insane. Like the head scan looks like
scan's crazy.
Someone did like an up close. It looks like a still of him. Like it literally looks like Road Dog, like in figure form. It's insane. What else? The Me Mark House is awesome.
Yeah, Me Mark House is cool, dude.
I think that's my favorite.
That they got that.
Yeah, that one and there was the both Rob Van Dams that they weren't in figure form, but they were just the renders of it. I think they showed maybe last year they showed those during SDCC.
I was kind of bummed. I was hoping the Tiger Stripe RVD was going to be an Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. But the WrestleMania line obviously looks awesome. You get to round out the Boneyard match with AJ Styles and the Boneyard gear. So because they already have the Boneyard Undertaker, obviously build a figure of Vince McMahon. Not too impressed with that one because it's literally kind of like the same head as the what Elite Series was at. Where he's wearing
it's like blue. 72 or something like that with the blue suit. Yeah, I think it's just basically just a tuxedo instead of the blue suit.
Yeah, same head. You got the 3 hand when he's doing the WrestleMania 3. Yeah, other than that, too many Hogans for me personally.
Yeah, stop trying to make Hogan happen.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's another Hogan coming out with the the long tights, with the boas and all that stuff. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the Hogan. I know people flip out when a new Hogan figure is popping up, and I just don't see the appeal to it.
Well, he's just the nostalgia, man. Hit that. I doubt we get it just because I can't see a Paul Orndorff Ultimate Edition being made. But the fact that we're getting Mr. T and Hogan from WrestleMania 1, I'd love to see a Piper and Orndorff Ultimate Edition set also to kind of correspond with that. That would be really great. Sheen, what's catching your eye from the reveals?
I mean, I can't believe you guys didn't mention these Retribution figures we're getting. Mace, T-Bar, and
they are cool, man. They're going to be in like the Ascension category as like, they kind of sucked on TV, but they're going to be cool figures because the new Mustafa Ali is in his Retribution gear also. So we're getting
he sure is. Yeah.
Mace and T-Bar in him. The only one we're missing is Slapjack. I don't know if he's going to end up getting an Elite or not, but
Slapjack is the Jason mask, right? Yeah,
and I'm a sucker for having a faction of figures, even if they're kind of jabronis. I think these guys are going to look pretty cool.
Yeah, they are going to look
that
cool.
Mace figure looks super toyetic.
The Mace figure looks awesome with the braids and the dreads. Like, yeah, he looks cool, dude. Again, if we didn't know this faction was such an abomination, like these figures would be so cool. Speaking of abomination, real quick. The Scarlet Elite, the ring gear and the actual like sculpting and molding on the figure looks awesome, and she comes with like the little sand timer. but what's up with her face, man? I mean, hopefully it looks better in person, but her face does not look good.
I think it's
at
True
all.
FX. Her basic, the face scan looked really good, but it wasn't True
Yeah.
FX. So, True FX can be hit or miss. We're about 30 series deep since they've been doing it, and it has gotten a lot better, but sometimes you still have kind of just weird head sculpts with the True FX. So maybe that's all it is. I wonder how hard it'd be to do a head swap, and if that accessory would work on the basic head, because the
Yeah.
basic looked great.
The basic did look great. This War Games figure of Tommaso Ciampa looks awesome. It's going to be
the
a ringside exclusive
Yeah.
with the two different head pieces. Like that looks awesome, dude.
He posted about it on his Instagram. That figure as well, and we definitely need the God of War Tommaso Ciampa from Halloween Havoc as well. That definitely has to
Yeah.
be made up somehow. But
Yeah.
I was actually thinking when you actually brought up Ultimate Editions, who definitely needs an Ultimate Edition? Asuka.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
With
She was
especially
kind of.
with the
Do you
robe.
remember there was that? Yeah, there was that figure that was revealed a few years back that ended up getting canceled. It was basically a deluxe Asuka with the robe fully detailed and stuff. It was going to be a
Mhm.
WrestleMania Access exclusive, and it ended up getting
Yeah.
scrapped. And the Ultimate
I'm-
Editions were announced shortly after that. So I feel like that figure was maybe kind of like the genesis for going with a
Yeah.
premium line. But yeah, that would be cool if it came full circle. We know Big Shot Bill is a fan of Asuka, so I don't think it's out of
no,
the question that it
definitely.
happens, but we need Asuka to get another big time run. She's kind of cooled off a little bit since 2019. So,
Yeah.
I
Big
would love
Shot
to
Bill's
see
still
that.
not a fan of Chick Foley. I checked today. I was like, maybe he heard
Oh,
our
man.
last episode and gave me the unblock. But I checked today during the ringside reveals.
I think you need to.
Still blocked.
I think you need to hit up Action Figure Attack to kind of be like a peacemaker. He could be the mediator to go in between and try to.
We're cool with him,
work
but
something out for you guys.
yeah, if you listen to an Action Figure, definitely an Asuka Ultimate Edition, and I'm thinking different masks as well, like different versions of all the different versions. Not all of them, because she has so many different types of masks, but like
Yeah, give
different
us 3 or
versions
4
of the
different
mask,
masks. So
cloth robe.
you could have
Maybe
one head
maybe it
sculpt
comes
that's
with
clean and a head sculpt with like the green mist like dripping out of her mouth or something.
maybe come with
That would be awesome.
the original NXT Women's Championship, since she was the undefeated in NXT, as well as she had to basically hand her belt over because she's moving on to the main roster, as well as that belt, as well as like the Raw Women. The other thing too about the Raw Women's Championship, that's the definitive Women's Championship. That was the one that was actually revealed at that WrestleMania when they revamped the Divas title. So I always look at the Raw Women's Champion as that. Yeah, so she definitely needs that too in it. So if you listen to an Action Figure, definitely start that.
Yeah. I have to jump ahead real quick. I saw that our buddy Justin Frank, also known as at In Ring Art on Instagram, sent in a listener mail saying, he said, I don't have a question, but I did have to say, like, putting out into the Chick Foley verse about a new Sammy figure worked, because we did get to see a new Sammy figure.
He's
got his little Sammy award and the new
today.
pants. Yeah, and the new beard and everything. So yeah, In Ring Art, he made it happen by speaking it into existence on the Chick Foley show.
Oh,
yeah,
we didn't talk
new
about this
Kevin
one
Owens
too.
and Sami Zayn to take the place of Adam Cole and the Crispy Fiend that were supposed to be in Elite 91.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, we also forgot there was another ringside exclusive that they announced yesterday, and that was the Undertaker. Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that figure.
Title.
It's cool that you're going to be able to drop the straps. I like to see that application on some other figures, but I was never a big fan of kind of American Badass or Biker Taker. I have the Elite 18 figure of that, which is pretty cool, but I'm probably passing on this one.
So is it cloth? What do you like? So how does it drop the straps?
No, there's some pictures. If you go on the WrestleFigs forums, you could see it's. I don't know if it's something that I don't know if it's like a soft rubber and it clips on the back or what. I don't know exactly what the mechanism is, but you can definitely drop the straps on it and make it look like Taker did when he's getting down to business.
It's a ringside exclusive, so it's.
Oh no, they show it. Yeah, they show it actually in the next shot. It says pull down straps. It looks okay, but I think it definitely should have been a soft goods shirt for that feature to work.
And the problem is that they rolled this feature out after Kurt Angle is no longer with WWE. I mean, he's the most iconic, strap dropper that there is.
Yeah.
The other big news this week in wrestling figures is that Mattel and WWE have renewed their contract for a few more years, which is awesome because I did not want to have to deal with, having to decide whether to start up with a new brand or just stick with Mattel and just go all customs route or what. So I'm
Hmm.
hoping, I hope Mattel and WWE stay together forever. What I want to do right now is let's go around. They've had such an incredible run over the last 12 years now, but there's still some people that are missing. Sheena, we'll start with you. Name 2 wrestlers that Mattel has not done that you want to see them get figures out of in the next few years.
Well, I'm gonna go with the chicks. I'm gonna go with Luna and Marlena. I think those would be 2. We
Great
definitely
choices.
need those, dude. They complete. They're like huge missing holes in the collection, dude. They're definitely um, noticeably
Oh
absent.
yeah, and we got the perfect Bam Bam and Gold Dust figures to go along with those. And Luna could go with Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels too. We got Shawn Michaels from 93 and
Mm-hmm.
94 where Luna was with him as well. So
Yeah,
great choices. Marco, how about you?
I think we mentioned this last week, but the oddities, we definitely need some oddities
Oh
figures
yeah.
to pop up in the Mattel line.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the whole group. Obviously, if they do the Luna Vachon, that would be great because she's a part of it. But like, yeah, we definitely need the oddities.
I think you
You,
need Golga, you need the Giant Silva, Luna, and I think the ICP. I think that's what you need for
yeah,
your
definitely.
oddities figure set. For me, I'll stick with kind of the oddball characters. I think Giant Gonzalez. I would just love to see what Mattel
yeah,
could do with him. I got a pretty solid custom. I don't know, dude. Out of all the crappy gimmicks, he definitely freaking kind of hits the spot for me. I love that dude, man. Just it was so awe inspiring seeing him come out and take the Undertaker down, even though the matches ended up being total crap.
yeah,
Giant Gonzalez would be my pick for 1, and 2, I'm going Barbarian. Until it happens, I'm speaking it
yeah,
into
Yeah,
existence that we need the Barbarian to complete the Powers of Pain. It's been since 1989. We're going on over 30 years that we're getting Warlord figures with no Barbarian to match. Between LJN and Mattel. Jax did a
yeah,
Powers of Pain set, but it didn't really hit the way we needed it to. So we need that definitive Barbarian figure to come out to go along with that awesome Warlord that they just dropped. Yeah, so that's my picks. Some more
good
Mattel
stuff.
news. Mattel, listen to the people, man. The big issue with the Kane Ultimate Edition, I'll grab it real quick to display it for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, but his elbow was unpainted.
Yeah,
So
whenever
you
you
can
bent
see
the
if
elbow,
you,
so like the actual sleeve was
this
painted.
is
Sorry, Seth
This
doesn't
is
have his
basically
headphones
the
on.
definitive Kane figure we've gotten so far. It's debut Kane. Looks incredible, right? Just totally
Mm-hmm.
awesome. But here's the issue. You start to do a little bit of fig photography. You want to check out
Yeah,
that double jointed articulation. It's unpainted, man. He's got a hole in his gear. Looks
it
like
looks
Kane freaking
awful.
ripped his gear.
It's a problem.
Yeah. So Action Figure Attack came out on the forums this week on WrestleFigs and said that anybody that got this cane can email in Mattel. I don't know what the proof of purchase is going to be. I don't know if you just need to send a picture of it or what, if they're making enough where they're just going to go honor system and they're going to
Wow,
send you a replacement arm that is casted in red. So that way it'll be red all the way through. And
that's
then you can
awesome.
swap out the arm and you're good to go. Yeah. So people were just going nuts. I mean, it was annoying. Like, it definitely looks bad, but I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. People in the forums were going off like, somebody walked in their house and like kicked their dog or something.
I think it's a big deal. That's a premium figure. That's Mattel's premium figure line. You know what I mean? Like there should be no detail left unturned on those figures. And again, it doesn't, I mean, I'm not a person who allows something like that to like get me so worked up, but I can see how people would be upset, especially figure photographers, if, like that are going to be taking shots. I mean, I guess they could edit it, but I mean, why should they have to? If they pay that much for a premium figure, then it should have the quality of a premium figure.
Yeah, you're right. But Mattel is making it right for the consumers, and they're going to be hooking up with some new cane arms. So there's going to be a ton
That's
of
cool.
extra people with extra cane arms here in the next few years. So we'll be interested to see what they can come up with to do with those. Um, we saw the reveal of WWE Superstars Wave 2. So again, this is the Remco style figures that are going to be Walmart exclusives. They're the follow up to the Motu line. It's classic HBK from 1992 timeframe. Big Daddy Cool, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall from The Outsiders. I loved all 3 of these. Marco, you a fan of these figures?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we need my nemesis to be made, so we can round out the clique, and that'd be the 1, 2, 3 kid. We definitely need a Remco version of him, so we can round out the original clique with those guys there. So that'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited with these ones. The first in the series was okay for me anyway, but no, the second time around I think it's pretty awesome.
These ones are coming with belts too. It looks like it's going to be
Yeah.
the elite belts, from what I can tell. But that's pretty cool that they're dropping belts with these guys. You know, they're the big thing with these is soft goods, because Remco was really ahead of their time with all the soft goods that they had in their line. So I'm thinking they could do 1, 2, 3 Kid, and then drop Triple H's the Greenwich Snot. You know, you could do the red hunting jacket that he used to wear.
That would be
the ring.
awesome.
That'd be pretty dang sweet. Let's get into weekly purchases. Sheena, we'll kick it off. Show them what we got this week.
All right. So we have. Well, I guess I shouldn't have started this big, but we have
we're going,
Chase
blowing our load on the first fig.
I know.
Yeah. Chase Darby Allin from the Unmatched series looks just freaking amazing. The box is in incredible shape, unlike our John Moxley Chase figure. We will still be unboxing him though, because that's just what we do.
I can't wait.
So I think we're gonna do it in one fell swoop. I think we're just gonna unbox the Chase John Moxley and the Chase Darby Allin together on one video.
We're not even gonna unbox them carefully either. We're ripping into these things.
We're gonna lose a lot of listeners.
If you're a masochist or a sadist, you definitely want to check out this episode of Unboxamania.
Yeah, we'll call it a House of Horrors. It'll be Unboxamania House of Horrors. You know?
My God. I can hear the listeners just dropping like flies right now because of this. The MOC, sorry MOC people, but
yeah,
it's happening.
And then we got this Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy from the Fan Takeover.
So awesome
series. Yeah,
I like it.
Looks incredible.
We had such a big debate going.
Yeah,
I was about to say we had such a big debate going whenever this series was announced about what this. What the packaging is going to look like. I'm a fan, you know. I was expecting it to be the standard Ultimate Edition with maybe just some Fan Takeover branding, but I like the kind of reverse colorway to set them off. But
yeah,
it looks great.
I said it was going to be different. I can't remember who. Somebody on the show, one of you two, said it was going to be the same. I said it was definitely going to be.
I was saying
different.
It was going to be the same. You and Marco was saying it was going to be different. I think we're both right. It's the same but different. You know,
different.
So,
yeah. The thing I love about the Ultimate Editions is like just how open the windows are. Like the new Elite packaging is just too much. There's just too much going on the new Elite packaging.
Yeah.
I just feel like
these are clean design.
Super clean design. Love the big window in the front of the box. These are way better than the Elite packaging.
Sheena's a fan of the BBW, the big beautiful window.
Big beautiful windows.
What's your thoughts on the figure, Sheen? We got to get a quick live review of that Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition. That's a new one, brand new on the streets.
It looks awesome, man. The head scan looks great. The paint on the face looks awesome. It's kind of like it's like matted and airbrushed looking, which is super cool. Got the soft goods top, all the paint detailing that you want from a Jeff Hardy figure. The towel on the side. It's a A+ figure for me.
Love it. I mean, my only gripe is I feel like the torso is a little bit too big. That's just the nature of the Ultimate Edition figures, the articulation and stuff. I don't ever really feel like Jeff Hardy had like the Superman chest like that. You know, he was always a little bit more slim. But that's a nitpick. It's a great figure.
I'm not normally a fan. Yeah, I'm not normally a fan of the open mouth, like yelling face scans. But I really like this one that came with the Jeff Hardy figure. I think they just kind of nailed his expression.
These Ultimate Editions are so much fun. Like I've been fidgeting with this Ultimate Edition cane since I grabbed it off the shelf, man. They are just so much fun to play with. Like I'm envious of kids nowadays that they're going to have these to play with, and do their matches. Marco, you remember back in the day, we had freaking Hasbros who could do moves, man. And before that, you had LJNs, which were even worse than Hasbros. So
no articulation whatsoever.
Yeah. But think about how much how much imagination that fostered for you,
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Do we have anything else, Sheen, or was that it for us this week?
There's a Viscera figure over here in the pile.
So we went back and got Viscera. I had actually, I can't remember if we gave it away on the show or
we did.
Maybe we shipped it up to Marco or Jordan, or maybe on one of the Chick Foley Rumble prizes. Passing that figure just because I already had King Mabel and was never a huge Viscera fan, but the upcoming Legends series lineups leaked, and I think Series 15 we're getting the Acolytes. So Bradshaw and Farouk, when they were in the Ministry of Darkness. So now I'm well, shit, I got to get those, which means I got to go ahead and put together my Ministry of Darkness in figure form. So I went back and grabbed Viscera. Luckily, he hadn't skyrocketed in the last couple of years. I do got another figure to show off. We actually got this a couple weeks ago, but I got the final piece today. So this is from Alex Pierce Customs, the one-man gang. This guy was supposed to be in the original Legends line and was canceled. Figure looks great. You can see the shades, got the mohawk. He's got the tattoos on the side of the head for anybody watching on YouTube right now. And then I got the last piece from our good friend Sabotage Wrestling in the Philippines, the denim vest for the one-man gang. So hopefully we get a proper one. But in the meantime, I got this really sweet custom to kind of fill in the blanks. Marco, what did you get this week?
I also got the Jeff Hardy, so I'm not going to show it because Sheen already showed it. Just waiting on my the Hulk Hogan supposed to be showing up at some point. Ultimate Warrior supposedly showing up on Wednesday. I think a lot of people get that notification.
Pull up Amazon right now and see if we got shipped yet. But ours is saying Wednesday too. But have we even seen actual MOC?
They actually have. They revealed some of that today too as well. So there are pictures of the Fan Takeover Ultimate Warrior. I'm not sure if it's on Ringside, but I forget where I seen it. But there are some MOC pictures of him in the box.
Still don't have shipped. Like mine is saying arriving Wednesday, but it is not shipped yet. I'm skeptical, man. Let's place our bets right now. Will we have this figure when we record next week? I'm saying no.
No.
I think so.
All right, Marco, the optimist, man.
There's actually packaging in the figure, like photos of it floating around and stuff like that. So I think it's coming. I think it's going to happen. I think they're trying to appease the people that missed out on the Hogan figure. So and they're moving that up faster. But besides the Jeff Hardy, so obviously 2800 Studios is the go-to for if you want the original pay-per-view or WWF pay-per-view, even WCW. But they've been doing a lot of the WWF pay-per-view T-shirts and stuff like that with the the logo on the front and then the match card on the back. So this one here, I forgot I ordered like a while ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that is sick.
Pretty sick.
That is a killer T-shirt.
Yeah, so Mind Games,
one of the best matches of all time.
September 22. Yeah, then you look at the back here.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that is
people
sick,
can't
dude.
sleep on 2800 Studios. They kill it with the
that's dope.
The T-shirts. I think a lot of the Foley fam have been grabbing T-shirts from 2800 Studios as well. They just did a all over print Macho Man Slim Jim one that I missed out on. It's all over. It's all the electric bolts all over it, and then Macho Man on the front with the Slim Jim logo to the side. It was pretty awesome, but. I messaged him. I was like, "Damn!" He was like, "Yeah, it ended like last weekend." I was like,
"Oh, that's the worst."
I got I forgot. I got this too. This is from WCW Worldwide on Instagram. So on the front, it's got the classic WCW Worldwide logo. You remember that was WCW's kind of like syndication show. Came on late night Saturday nights, taped at Disney World, and on the back, "Big Gold will never die." It's got a beautiful graphic of the big gold plate. So. Yeah, we're big on the Foley fam. We're definitely good about supporting our local bootleggers. So a lot of great shirts out there. You really got to kind of put some control in, man, because it's just like it's a money pit going out there. I basically put a limit the same way I did with the Chalkline shorts with my wrestling shirt. So the only way I get a new wrestling shirt now is if another one is getting the boot out of the collection because people are just killing it right now on with the IG sales. Let's hear from. Yeah, go ahead, Marco.
I was going to say the cool thing about 2800 Studios, they do like limited. So once they make them, they have them for a week and they're gone. They never reprint them or anything like that. So
some of these boots are going for decent money on eBay as well, man. So there is a resale market out there for the bootlegs, especially the people like 2800 Studios who are doing the limited drops. Let's hear from the Survivor Series team at the Extra Cooler show.
Hey everyone, it's Nick, better known as Extra Cooler. Is there anything better than diving back into the wrestling archives and watching classic matches from the past? Yes, there is. It's doing that with your buddies while cracking jokes and enjoying some ice-cold beverages. If that sounds like fun to you, then be sure to check out my new podcast, The Extra Cooler Show, where each episode, my Survivor Series team and I review an old-school match chosen by you, the listeners. The Extra Cooler Show is available wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to subscribe and follow us for new episodes every other Thursday morning.
El ídolo.
Hey everyone, it's
Keeping It Tranquillo is where we give you some entertainment recommendations for something outside of the ring and sometimes completely outside of the world of professional wrestling. This segment is brought to you by Verb Energy because sometimes keeping it tranquilo can be exhausting. Verb is your delicious 90-calorie snack bar to help you get through your favorite binge-watching sesh. Hit the link in our show notes to save some money and get your Verb starter pack for only $12. Now, let's get tranquilo.
Hey, I forgot to mention when we were talking about Ring of Honor, potentially going under earlier. If it's two guys I want to see in AEW, I'm rocking the shirt right now, the Briscoes, man. Huge fans of these guys. I think they would be awesome coming into that tag
Love
team
those guys.
scene in AEW. So I'll go first for Keeping It Tranquilo. This is where we give you guys a recommendation for something outside the squared circle to watch. Me and Sheena watched Halloween Kills last weekend, and I was pleasantly surprised by how good it was. I'd seen some mixed reviews online, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it was good, man. Michael Myers he ate his Wheaties before that one. It was some of the best kills we've seen. They definitely upped the violence. Halloween has kind of always been one of those series that's more about the dread than the actual straight up violence. But no, this one brought
Unless
the
you're
heat
Rob
as far as the
Zombie.
kills go. There were some cool, violent, unique kills in it, and I was a big fan. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you could watch it after Halloween, but it's not going to be the same. You need to watch it this weekend. So big shout out to Halloween Kills on Peacock. Marco, what's your pick?
Yeah, definitely watch both Halloween movies. The one before it as well, if you want to have like a nice little refresher, because the first one actually has some really good kills in it as well. But my pick is another kind of. It's not really. I mean, there are some Halloween elements to it. It's a series of movies called VHS. Have you ever heard of this?
Oh yeah,
This series at
Yeah,
all? So
we've seen all of them except the newest one that dropped.
Yeah. So
it is
yeah,
so scary.
Yeah, if you want to scare the crap out of you, I made the mistake of watching the first one by myself. And just obviously, so basically the overarching story on the first one is a group of thieves break into this house, and they're directed to look for this VHS tape, and it's kind of like
VHSs are always creepy. If you're ever looking for a VHS tape, just know some bad shit's about to happen because it's about to get all creepy up in there. There's nothing fun and glittery about finding a freaking crazy VHS in a abandoned house.
It's kind of like a found footage movie. So they're recording their break-in of the house and stuff like that, and then as you're watching this tape, when they pop the tape in and they're watching it, you're watching other found footage, and all these different stories are they have different directors, so they're all literally different stories.
They
all ties in together. I'm obviously not going to explain everything, but they all tie in some way. But even the other movies after that, VHS 2 was awesome. I think VHS. The third one is Viral, where it's more of it's newer, so it's has to do with social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the newest one, like you said, I haven't seen that one yet, but
yeah,
definitely watch the first one. You don't have to watch the whole series. The first one will scare the crap out of you.
There was one, I don't know which one you're about to say, but I'm not going to give it all away, but there was one that happened in a hotel room, and it just gave me the complete.
Not that one.
Yeah, the complete.
Somebody creeped in and is just filming the people sleeping. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that one, and then the one that was in the Asian cult. I think those are probably the two scariest.
Yeah, that was scary too.
Short stories.
Yeah, the first one, I think that's the last story, and it's these guys going to a Halloween party at this old mansion.
I remember that one.
They go there, and they hear stuff going on, but they don't see anyone on the first floor, so I won't give it away. But yeah, that one was. That was the one that I tapped out. I was all right.
It's really scary. Yeah, you just don't sleep well that
definitely
night.
Not.
After
the whole series was on Netflix a couple years ago. Whenever we watched it, because we watched them all at one time, so I'm not sure where it's at on streaming right now, but I'm sure it's easy enough to find. Gina, what's your pick?
So I'm gonna go with you guys know the toys that made us, the movies that made us, all that kind of stuff. The movies that made us had a little addition for Halloween season, so they went and did some classic horror movies. So they went and did the Friday the 13th series, the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and I think oh my gosh, there's another one. There was 3 different movies, but they went and covered those, and those are always super fun watches. Oh, and the Halloween series. Yeah. So it was Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. They covered all of those. And it just kind of like gets you in the mood and makes you like gives you all the behind the scenes stuff that was going on with those three films. So yeah. And I guess I should say those film series. But yeah, I always enjoy everything that, that Made Us series puts out.
Oh yeah, and that's on Netflix as well. Shane,
Yep.
we got listener mail this week.
We sure do. All right. Our first question comes in from Kyle Peterson. He says, "Where do you sit on pumpkin seeds? Do you make them when
Hard
doing up
pass.
a pumpkin, or do you straight up just go to the garbage with them?"
Hard pass.
Eh.
Anything to do with pumpkin seeds? Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
worth saving.
There is absolutely
Same
stuff
here.
worth saving. Dude, pumpkin seeds are extremely nutritionally dense, dude. They help fight bacteria and viruses. They're full of vitamins and minerals. And dude, look up the health benefits of pumpkin seeds, dude. They're good stuff. That being said, typically when I'm carving a pumpkin, I haven't carved a pumpkin the last couple of years, sadly enough. But if you haven't carved a pumpkin recently, if you're trying to do it right, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like you have all these fun memories of being a little kid and carving pumpkins, but once you start to get into it and like scraping all the strings and the slime and the seeds and everything out, it's just like by the time you get to the carving part, you're like, dude, what was I thinking doing this? You know what I mean? Especially with little kids who are gonna like sling all the slime and seeds and stuff everywhere. I like to roast the pumpkin seeds, but I would have to say sometimes I just go straight to the garbage because it's not worth the effort. And you can buy already pre-roasted pumpkin seeds. Save yourself the trouble. But
Yep.
if you're out there and you do save your pumpkin seeds, just know that if you roast them up with a little sea salt, they have a ton of health benefits for you. So, great question. Johnny JB, is there any country in the world that you would want to visit most? His is Switzerland. Marco, anywhere you want to go? Seth's our resident world traveler here. So, where would you like to go in the world?
Always want to go to Japan. Uh, just to soak in the culture there. Just walking around Tokyo.
Yeah,
Just seeing like pictures of it and like just seeing videos of like just like it just looks awesome there. Like there's a lot of crazy anime stuff too. I was into anime back in the day as well. Not so much into it now, but
yeah.
just to be able to experience that whole culture, I think would be awesome. And yeah, visually, it just looks amazing. Just from what I see. Anyway, I had a friend that was a transfer student over there. And he said it was awesome. He was like the tallest person there. He was like, I think he's like six. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
So he said he would get on like the subways and he'd have to like kind of like hunch down inside
Yeah.
the subways because they're not built for tall people. But yeah, I definitely would want to go to Japan.
Seth, anywhere that you have not been that you would like to go?
It's not super exotic, but I like to go to Canada. There's some Canadian islands that I'd love to go visit to really do some fishing and just experience the outdoors. Some really beautiful spots out there, and yeah, again, there's some legendary salmon fishing and stuff in Canada that I'd like to check out.
Yeah, I think I would want to go to New Zealand. It's just super beautiful. Lots of organic, pasture raised, grass fed animals over there. That's where a lot of if you buy like desiccated organs and stuff, a lot of it comes from New Zealand because it's just so pure, so amazing over there. And I would like to take like the Middle Earth tour. You know what I mean? Like go the Hobbit houses and Lord of the Rings stuff. So I think that would be really cool. So I think New Zealand would be my pick. Mike Lanham says, rank your top 5. Jason, Freddy, Michael, Chucky, Ghostface, Leatherface, Pennywise, Jigsaw, Pinhead, etc. So I guess you can pick any one, but who are your top 5 slashers? I will go first. This is really tough for me because there's depending on how I want to rank these, whether it's nostalgia or the way that I love them the most, it could line up a little bit differently. But I'm going to go Freddy. Freddy was my first introduction to slashers. I watched him every single Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street movie that there was. Probably next, I'm going to have to go with Michael Myers, just because, dude, the dude is like so scary. And he kind of was the intro to all the slashers, right? He kind of blazed the path for all the slashers that were to come. And he just Jason, he kind of got like a little bit out there, right? Like he was just a killing machine, right? And it was just all about gore and like, softcore porn when Jason was around. So I'm going to go Freddie, Michael, then probably Ghostface because he's another Wes Craven creation and I love Ghostface. Then Jason and probably Chucky would be my 5. And then honorable mention to Leatherface because my son Brett was born on Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day. So
awesome.
You guys have any thoughts how you want to rank your top 5?
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it, with the exception that I think Freddy's just whack, dude. Like,
bro,
he just gets you in your dreams, man. Like, if you just don't go to sleep, he can't get you.
Well, okay. So first of all, Mike Myers can only get you one day out of the year. So if you don't go out on Halloween, you probably gonna miss Mike Myers. You know what I mean? You go to sleep every single night.
You're going out on Halloween though. You're not gonna miss going out on Halloween. That's even creepier. And I feel like Freddy's were corny, man. I don't know. To me, Freddy Krueger was always corny. He was never scary to me. I go Mike Myers all the way.
He's the best. Kind of his appeal.
Chucky's my sentimental favorite, but Michael Myers is the best.
So Chucky's not a little bit corny when he says, the
original Child's Play. No, the original Child's Play. Chucky is scary as fuck in the original Child's Play.
You could say the same thing about Freddy. Freddy in the first one was way more serious. He wasn't like horror comedy. He wasn't doing all that. Like he was just like this boogeyman, like straight up like boogeyman.
But it was just. Yeah, it just seemed really like B movie and like I don't know. Freddy was always cheesy to me, man. Maybe that's just my personal taste. Freddy was never scary, even as a kid. When I saw it, I was just like, all right, whatever. Like Freddy, it was cartoonish, I guess I should say. It was so unrealistic. That's the thing.
I can't argue with the campiness, yeah, or any of it is unrealistic. I mean, I can't argue with the campiness of it. I would say Ghostface. Yeah, Ghostface is probably the most probable because it was just literally like crazy people that like, used movies to inspire their crimes, like they were real people. But yeah, I think just my sentimental favorite is Freddy. Marco, who's your favorite slasher of all time?
Man, I always go with the first one is always Freddy for me. Just because of just a childhood. And like you said, the first movie was not, he didn't get comedy until like,
till like part 3, part 4.
3, 4. Like the first
part
2.
Yeah, part 2 was kind of an abomination. Like we're not even going to really talk about part 2. But part 3, Dream Warriors, and then there was like, oh my gosh, I forget the name of the Dream Masters.
That's when he started getting like franchisey and doing all like the stupid.
But there was nobody bigger than Freddy. If you talk about his impact on culture, like his cultural significance, like dude, he was on every late night talk show. He did all the rounds for everything. He was on the cover of every magazine. Like he was so important.
It's definitely. I'm strictly talking my personal taste when I'm dogging Freddy. There's no denying that he's.
I can definitely see you being more of a Mike Myers, like just kind of like a silent killer. You know what I mean? Like just emotionless.
You don't like the flash. You don't like the
no flair.
The shit talkers.
It's just not economical. You know what I mean? Yeah, Michael Myers is never the type that when he's got his the hero or whatever ready for the final kill, he's going to stop and give a 5-minute monologue, to give him a chance to come back. So,
I mean, my second would probably my first would be Freddy. My second would be Jason because I just love. I don't know. Like I said, I think my favorite Friday the 13th movie is 6. For some reason, that's one I watch on repeat because I think it's probably the goofiest out of all of them. But the first few are again with Jason. The first ones were like scary, like they were creepy with the bag with the one eye hole and all
his
stuff.
His mom was the first killer. Like he had, there was an evolution. There was an evolution of Jason for sure. But
3 would probably be Michael Myers, obviously. 4. I'm gonna give 4. We didn't mention this Hellraiser. How can we forget Hellraiser? He's not really a slasher.
Pinhead. Yeah, that's Pinhead.
Man.
He's dude. Those movies are very graphic. If you haven't watched those movies in a while, I saw Pinhead not too long ago, and I had watched it as a child. You know what I mean?
Nightmares.
I mean, it sounds so crazy. I had watched it as a child, but I had watched it when I was younger, and then I went back and watched it a few years ago when we lived in Hawaii, and I was like, "Good God, this movie is so graphic." Like I just totally forgot how horrible it was.
Yeah, to round it out, definitely Ghostface. I mean, another iconic character from Wes Craven.
Yeah, You gotta love Ghostface. All right, Ryan Ferguson says, "Where in the blue hell has Elias been?" And we've seen the Elias is dead promo, but where is he? What comes next? So
Yeah, it seemed like
Seth
that
is
kind
our
of died
resident
out. Those
Elias guy.
promos,
So
yeah, those promos went away. So I think they were working on a repackage, and then it got abandoned. So I don't know. Hopefully they bring it back someday. I still think the guy's really talented, and I think the problem was that they got kind of pigeonholed him. He was doing some cool stuff because he was the rare person that got better when he went to the main roster after leaving NXT. And that
Mhm.
first year, he was doing some really cool stuff, but then they kind of just. I feels like they kind of made him a comedy act. It never really evolved past that, and then it actually kind of devolved in a way and simplified. So I don't know. I think the dude's super talented and would love to see him get just. I don't think he needs a full repackage. Just give him something a little bit different to
Mhm.
come back with, and he could still be a big star.
Yeah. Um, Zach Hertzler says we've seen a King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournaments. Do you think we will ever do a tag team King of the Ring, Marco? And would you have any interest in a tag team King of the Ring?
Uh, I'm not. I mean, I'm not sure if WWE could pull it off since we know their history with tag teams and how
Yeah,
much they love them.
it'll never
Um,
happen. But I
It would
mean,
end
not
up
saying
being
I
like
wouldn't love
it
to
would end
see
up
it.
being like Roman Reigns and Jey Uso winning. It'd be like two slapped together guys.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be
yeah,
a
but
real
the
tag
Usos
team.
winning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
What do they
Yeah.
call it though? What do you think? Like, because you have the
Knights of
the
the Ring,
Queen's Crown, you have
It'd be
King of
like
the
it'd
Ring,
be like the King's Court. You know what I
Knights
yeah,
of
mean?
the Squared Circle.
Knights of the Squared Circle, or something like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be something corny.
they should do a Jester one. Just who's the funniest.
All comedy
Oh
acts.
my
All comedy
God,
acts. Definitely, I mean, our truth definitely wins that. I mean,
for
who's
sure.
beating our truth in
Yeah.
a Jester tournament? But I would give that tag team tournament thing to AEW. They would definitely be way better
Yeah,
at it.
I
They have
agree.
better tag teams as well.
100%. Kevin Eugene says, "What's the best costume you've ever pulled off?" I'll start this. I would have to say my Mankind costume because I thrifted every piece of that, like the boots and everything, and I made the mask. I was actually going to wear it for our my little costume that I have on for the YouTube audience tonight, but some of the snaps and stuff have come undone over the years. So unfortunately, it was not wearable tonight. But yeah, I made the mask. I made my little Mr. Sacco, and I would say that was probably my best costume that I ever pulled off. Marco, favorite costume?
Man, uh, there's a couple. I'm gonna go
Just
with
one. Just
I'm
one. We
gonna
got some other mail we got to get through.
I'm
Just
gonna
what's
go
your
with
favorite costume?
me and the wife went as Ice T and Coco one year, and
Wow.
she posted it to Twitter, and they actually both liked and
Wow,
retweeted our photo together. So that was
that's
pretty
pretty
awesome.
funny.
So it was a success. Tomorrow's gonna be even better success. I can't wait for you guys to see
I
what we
can't
have
wait. Yeah, you've
planned.
been teasing this like the last 3 weeks, so it better be some good shit, Marco.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
yeah,
disappointed. You
you
built this
see.
up.
I'll let you down.
All right. Our good buddy Brian Vermeer says, "What makes wrestling so important to you?" Seth, I'll kick this one to you.
It's just the best, man. There's just nothing. I don't know. I really can't put my finger on it. It's something that drew me in as a kid. The larger than life characters. I think it's even though obviously we know that it's entertainment now. It's still you're allowed to suspend that disbelief, and you think you're just seeing this awesome combat between two people. And just the connection between the characters. It's much closer than you're going to get on any other TV show or movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
And all the rest of the stuff that goes along with it, the nostalgia, all the callbacks to the rich history of professional wrestling, all the merch and the figures are a huge part of it. It's just the best. I think it is the absolute best form of entertainment out there, and I love it, and I always will.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything that needed to be said. I just think it's like for me, wrestling when I was like a peak of my wrestling fandom, like that was just such a good carefree time in my life. Like middle school and early high school. I think it's just like you're just so you're a kid, you're living your best life most of the time, and I just feel like I'm really nostalgic to that part of my childhood. And wrestling was a huge part of that. Um, Kurt Kilberg says, "Will Dakota's Elite ever see the light of day?"
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. He said, "Will it ever
She
see
just
the light
got
of day?"
She just got debuted on a huge angle on NXT. I don't know why we won't see it. She's definitely
Yeah.
getting an elite. Whether it
Yeah.
Well, they
ends up
did.
being the one that was already revealed, or if we see
I think so.
a modified version with whatever her new look is going to be, yeah, we're definitely getting a Dakota Kai elite.
Yeah.
She's been around so long, like, and like I said, again, they just gave her another repackage. She helped cost, Raquel Gonzalez the belt. So yeah, Dakota
Mhm.
Kai's definitely got big things in the future.
All right, and that wraps up our listener mail segment for this show.
All right, thanks everybody for listening. Once again, Sheena, remind them where they can find you guys on social media.
You can find us on Instagram at Chick Foley, Marco running the Twitter machine over at Chick Foley Show, and then join our Foley fam, chickfoleyshow.com.
Hell yeah. And remember to use code ChickFoley to save 10% on all your purchases at Ringside Collectibles. Go ahead and pre-order all those awesome reveals from Ringside Fest. And remember to shoot Sheena and Marco a screenshot to enter to win Motu Rey Mysterio. Now I'm in the hot seat. It's time for the trivia question of the week from Sheena. Sheena, what we got?
All right. Who was the first man out of the 1993 Royal Rumble? We're about to kick off our Royal Rumble series again, so I thought I would throw in a Royal Rumble question.
Just a guess. I'm going to say the Repo Man.
No. Marco, do you have
got a
any
guess?
do you have any idea you can steal?
The 93 Royal Rumble?
Yeah, 1993. Who was the first man eliminated in the 1993 Royal Rumble?
Man. Let's see. I don't know.
All right. Well, you guys both fail. It was Papa Shango.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
right.
The multiple choice were Max Moon, Papa Shango, and Skinner. So
Yeah,
yep.
I would have been torn between Papa Shango and Skinner on that one, but
Yeah.
either way,
Here.
good question. So again, we've yet to have anybody get two straight on here. That's it for episode 151. Everybody have a happy Halloween, and don't forget we got 2 Patreon exclusive episodes dropping on Sunday.